Hi, my name is Wilx, and this is episode 17 of Project Ozone 2 Reloaded, playing in Titan mode. Today we're going to go over the 1.6 update, or at least a couple of things that I noticed about it. We're going to make a ring of flight, we're going to make a compactor, and set it up, and we're going to make an RFtools crafter and have it start doing some auto crafting for us. So, before we get started, let's talk about the 1.6 update. Well, we used to be able, as you saw in my episode, we could make Netherstars with the Tome here, Tome of Alkahestry. So, let's try that again. Shift-Right-Click to empower it. It eats up the redstone. Come over here and we'll do a Shift-W to click them up in there. Well, looky, we're not getting any Netherstars over here. Doesn't work anymore. Okay, now, so obviously he's nerfed this, but he's created a new problem. If we look at this, it says we've got 243 redstone in it, right? Watch what happens if we go, we pulled out all the redstone. It still says 243. It's now got an error. We can create endless redstone with it. Now, I don't plan on cheating, so we'll trash all this. Now, Cazador Snipers watched my channel and made a lot. When I make something look too easy, he swings his nerf bat and makes it more difficult. This is one I don't agree with. I've agreed with almost everything else he's done. In Project Ozone 1, he actually ruined my progression. I had to go back and start doing episodes over again. He's completely changed the progression with the changes he made. On this one, you're going to need millions of Netherstars, and having an alternate way of getting Netherstars other than magic crops, I think is a good idea. Now, I admit that redstone is a little easy to get Netherstars from, but if you could change the book so that it used something that's a little more difficult, maybe draconium dust. They use draconium dust in the book to make Netherstars. Now, for all I know, he has made it some other recipe, but it doesn't work with redstone anymore. I suspect he just disabled it. And I would really like to see it come back, even if it involves something a little more difficult. There should be an alternate way. The reason I feel that way is it makes some other things very unbalancing in the pack. For instance, there's a sword that you can get with over 500 looting on it, whereas if you kill the Wither, you get piles of Netherstars with that thing. So not getting the sword, and it's a random thing, so some of you won't, some of you will, puts people at a serious disadvantage. If you wanted to nerf something, the thing that I would consider nerfing is the P90. It's a crossbow that's practically God mode, kills everything in one shot. I find it way overpowered. But for the Tome, I didn't feel it was totally out of place. I think it should come back. But that's enough of my rant for now. Let's put this thing away and get on to the other stuff. Now, the other thing I noticed that changed. Now, there's probably more than just the two changes I noticed, but I have no Autopackagers now. If you noticed other changes, please let me know in the comments. So, we need he just eliminated Autopackagers. We need an alternative. The best that I know of is the compactor from the compactor mod. It's cheap, easy to make, and we'll use it instead. So It works in a slightly different way than even though it accomplishes the same result, it just works a little different. Items aren't going in there, no. And we don't need that cable. Actually, we need to put that cable over here instead. Okay. Now for this next step, I want to show you what I'm doing first. So the way it worked was the Autopackager would package stuff across, right? And before it could get this stuff, it would move the stuff that didn't need to be auto-packaged into this ender chest over here. So I'd set a whitelist filter for these things to pull the stuff out in advance. Well, now on bringing the stuff over, you're connecting down to something I don't want you to, aren't you? Where? Oh, okay. Hold on. Let's pull. I just didn't want to take the power out. I just wanted to take it there. I'll pull those out. Okay. So I have set up filters with the same stuff, but this time we're going to blacklist it. And I'm deliberately leaving this off for just now until I get finished. That's the one for sand, yeah. Did I set that to blacklist? I might have forgot. No, I didn't. And then the one for dust. Yeah, that's all the dust stuff. Blacklist. Okay, so it's going to pull out of there. We're going to put our compactor there. It's getting power from the bottom. Then on this side, we're going to have it do an in-out. In on green. We'll have it go out on brown. Okay. And does that mean I'm finished down here? I think so. Okay, I'm going to need a little more snow to fill this in and get out of here. Okay, now we're going to need to change this a little bit. In the configuration, I have it feeding in from the bottom. We don't want to do that anymore. We want to feed it in from the side now. So this is connecting up. And we're going to set that to an insert on brown. So when it's finished over here, it's going to go over there. Now, we want it to only do 2x2 recipes. Recursive, I think that means that something can be compressed and then recompressed. Like let's say you were trying to make compressed cobble and you wanted to keep recompressing it or recompressing it. I think that's what recursive means. But we don't want to do anything like that here. Okay, now we're going to need to give it power. So I'm going to need another power cable here. Okay, you've got power. So let's give this thing a shot and see if we did it correctly. Looks like it's working. So the stuff is coming into the input here, getting turned into the blocks, and being fed into the redstone furnace. So that's all working correctly. That's done. Let's eat something here. Okay, next up, how about a ring of flight? So let's show you this thing. The ring of flight from Bobalicious. Not too hard to make. Let's go through it. So we do need a Netherstar for this first step. Next step. This is slightly more interesting. The electrical steel fused nether quartz, dark solarium ingots. We haven't made those before on this episode or this series. That's dark steel, solarium, and pulsating crystals. We made all of those before. You just put them in the alloy smelter together to get your dark solarium. So we need 2 of those. Now they need to go with a bat. Now I made a little bat spawning area, but I don't see any bats in it right now in the mini-map. I'll go down and show you what I did. I modified this a bit. Oh, there's a bat in here. Are there 2? Yeah, we got 2 bats. Okay, so what I did was I raised the ceiling. Oh, there's even a 3rd bat in here. I raised the ceiling so it's 1.5 blocks. And I put in those to stop spiders from spawning in here. Made it a little bigger. And that was a suggestion from John Nate that it needs 1.5. That was the part I was missing. I was making only 1 high. Okay, and while we're down here, I've turned, it's still making them, but I just turned the sprinklers off. I have 27,000 organic capacitor shells now. Up in here, I've got lots of organic capacitor gel. 14 basic capacitors. I've used a bunch, by the way. There should be more of them. I've got 10 of the double layers and 3 of the octadics. So you can get the higher ones. It's just the numbers are huge, right? Like, we're talking almost 30,000. So it's octadics are 1 in 10,000 or something like that. Okay. Now, I did make those, yeah. Okay. I've got 5 experience. I'm going to need 8 if I remember correctly. They changed these a little bit. The icons are different. The other thing I noticed that where icons were slightly different was on the mechanism machines. Which sounds odd to me because I would have thought my texture packet was changing them, but I guess it isn't. Okay, soul binder. So we take one of these, and that takes 8 levels. And we've got our flight control unit. So let's go get some more experience. 8 again. I should put those 2 closer together. Oh well. Oops, that's that. And we've got that done. We need the ring. And I think that's it. I think the next step is to actually make the thing. Yes, it is. Ring of flight. Oh, we should equip it. Bubbles. We can fly! We can fly! There's something, some nuggets or something in my smeltery here. I gotta take care of that sometime. I didn't notice that. Yeah. Couple of nuggets. Okay. Next up. I want to do an auto crafter. Not this one. That one. Okay. So the first thing we need to do... Oh. What we're making is a crafter. So we need to make a machine frame. Machine frame, that's the interesting one. You need rock wool. A lot of people get confused when they look at the recipe. They get this, then that. This is what you need to pay attention to. It's slag you need to make rock wool. How do you get slag? Well, Easiest way as far as I'm concerned is any dust. So just take a bar of some sort, pulverize it down into dust. You can use iron, whatever you want. Put it with some sand, and you start getting this. And you even get back your ingots again in an induction smelter. So Rockwell's not hard to get if you know what you're doing. The other one here is flexed electrum. Well, we made that before. It's electrum, redstone, and pyrethium in an alloy smelter. Okay, so we made one machine frame. Then, if you put this in, pull it out once, that's just redstone torches and regular crafting tables. You get a tier 1. Next time gives a tier 2. Next time is tier 3. I've never made anything but tier 3, so I don't even know what the lower level ones do because it's so cheap to do the upgrade. Okay, and we're going to come over here. And actually, I want a little bit of height when I go to do this. I'm going to place it down right there. Wanted the height so it was facing up when I did it. Ooh, I know what I didn't. I meant to do that before the episode, and I haven't done it yet. I never ran power down here. We need power for it. Easiest way I find them is to point at the block behind the thing you're aiming for and place them that way. When there's two of the things there. Okay, so you now have power. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to make crop sticks because this thing desperately ran out of crop sticks last time. So let's grab a stack of wood here. Oh, to get wood, I made myself a little tree farm. I prefer the Ender IO one for trees, the farming station. It's just a regular one, not a special one from Agricraft. So it's not too hard to make that thing because trees just go poof. I've got full particle effects on now, or you wouldn't even see that. The disadvantage with the harvester is it causes way more lag watching it do the leaves. Oh, I know what else I need that I don't have. I want a retriever. I made those before for something and didn't use them. So how do you make these? It's just Endurium, Eye of Ender, fused quartz, and some gold. Okay, and where is my... I'm going to put a retriever there. So what am I doing here? Okay, I have cables running over. Let me explain. A couple of things happen. This chest got really full. Well, as you can see, this is finished now. They're 10-10-10s, the one that's analyzed. This got really full. It was full of seeds. Like, I didn't have this here before. There's piles and piles of seeds and lots of glowstone. So I'm running a cable down here to what's called a slave controller, a slave to the controller. That just means I don't have to hook up to the actual controller itself. And I did the same thing with that pipe. You said, well, I should have actually showed you the pipe, not this one. The pipe's more interesting. As you can see, there is no servo on this thing. Just a plain pipe running into it. Normally you would have a servo pull the stuff out and send it over. This time we're using a retriever. And the retriever, we're going to put on a white list and set it for wood. And we're going to set it to 64, one stack of wood. That's why I'm using the retriever this way, is I can control the amount that goes into the crafter and not have it fill up with wood when it doesn't have other stuff. And so we can turn that on now. There. Now it's got a stack of wood in there. Okay, now to set up recipes. You take one piece of the wood. Whoops. Press on this first, then put one piece of wood in there. And we want it to remember current items, and we want it to go to the internal. Right? Actually, let's turn you off for just now. Okay. So we lost our thing. Got to do it over again. I don't want it to start spitting it back in there again. We got it on internal. Remember current items. Apply. See, I didn't want this refilling back up, so it's going to put 4 stacks of planks in there. Okay, so for the next part, click on the recipe. We take two planks to make our sticks. Again, we're going to put it on internal, and we're going to have it remember the current. And apply. So it's going to fill the rest of this up with sticks. Then for the third one, we're going to take and do that. We're going to keep it on external this time, not internal. It's going to remember again and apply. So now it's making. Now notice there's some leaving the system. This thing didn't have any in it, and it's filling up. So there is a pipe running over to there, taking them out. Okay, and now to have this thing do all of it automatically, turn that back on, give it a... Why are you in there? It's spitting over wood. There we go. Making the sticks. This will keep full, and it'll automatically keep this thing full of crop sticks. All right. Just a couple of other odds and ends, and then maybe we'll open some reward bags. On the farming station, I got to make an apology to Henry Lowen. I ranted about how there being no information out there on these modules. Well, I was wrong. Hold on, let's get it the other way. I swear I tried this before, but he corrected me in the comments. If I right-click on it here, it does give a description of what the modules do. I said that there was no information. I was wrong. So you could figure out, for instance, I didn't use the crossbreeding. Well, the crossbreeding will plant seeds of 2 kinds in a crops in a checker pattern to allow plants to breed with the others. So the names were pretty inclusive. They pretty much do what you would expect them to do. But it's nice to have the actual description there. Okay, other things. John Nate suggested I try out some ender batteries. So let me show you what I'm talking about. These things are really easy to make. They're much cheaper than Tesseracts. can't do it that way. Let's do it this way. So just some ender pearls, some redstone blocks, and a diamond block. Very easy to craft. So I used one over here instead of the tesseracts that was there, and it worked just fine. I'm also using one for the other farm over there. Where I tried it and it didn't work properly, and it's probably just because I don't know what I'm doing with these things, I never tried them before, was down here. Notice it's getting power from the tesseract right now, and that's working just fine that way. Let's try putting one of these things in place instead. So remove the tesseract and put this thing down. Oh, now is it making me a liar? It's working now? Last time it sucked all the energy out of it. Now it's working. Okay, I don't know. Never mind. It works. Yeah, last time, seriously, it sucked all the energy out of the capacitors, and I don't know where it's at. Oh, I know it's different. I put in more generators. That's what it was. I was running low on energy, so of course... Oh, this one sucked out. There's nothing in it. Oh, no. So maybe there is an issue here. And I think I know what's causing that. It's on output. Let's put it on... Come on, I want input only. Why isn't it giving me an input option? Let's break you. Actually, can I do it with this? No. Well, that one claims it's on output as well. Ender IO. Input. Come over here. We'll switch that one to input. And I don't know why these things are actually connected to it. Oh, I just forgot. That's all. So hit it once with the wrench. Okay, now put the thing back in there. Yeah, input, and it's sucked dry. Does it need to be on output? Okay, let's try it the other way around. No, it shifted it to output when I put it down. That's what happened. Well, let's move it back one step. Again, we'll change it to input. Change you to input. Put that down. We'll make you input and you input. Now place one of these down. Okay, seems to be working. I don't know. I messed up last time, so I guess it does work. Okay. The other thing was the mech portable tank that Jake Gar had suggested. I think it's on the other page. This thing here does 1 million millibuckets. The drums that I'm using only do a little less than a quarter of that. So I did make a few of them, and I put them out here because I have to keep replacing these way too often. They fill up really quick. I've gone through 15 drums and then the 3 over there. So having bigger ones for the mob essence, I'd like bedrockium, but I don't have one yet. All right. Let's do some loot bags. Let's put some stuff away first before we do that. Okay. Let's do them in order. Basic. Good, greater, epics. Okay, let's start at the top end. Epic. A Netherstar. Cool. Figures. If I had got that earlier, I never would have killed the Nether. But then again, now it wouldn't make any difference. So, oh well. Sorry, killed the Wither. Yeah, we talked about those in the comments. Oh, that's handy. A magnet. Vacuum chest. Yeah, I've never fallen in love with the fluid vac, but I know it's got useful situations, but I just never have it with me when I want it. More of them. I wouldn't even be using those anymore. I'll explain why if you want. So Vicio leggings. Not bad. Now, that gives me 2 pieces. If I got all 4, I'd have flight out of them. Tier 3 chance pendant. Well, that's pretty good. Who cares? Zanite ring. I don't know if I explained this before. Zanite ring is for increased mining speed. Some people don't notice it. You put donator perks. That's new. I haven't seen that before. So I guess you can get a pet. Okay. This is where it goes. See this button here, accessories? So it doesn't go in the baubles, right? It goes here. You put it up there. I'm not putting it in there. It's got a durability. It wears out. The only time I might probably be interested in it would be the Aether or something. I might do some mining in the Aether. So I'm just going to save it for now. I'm not going to use it until it's worthy because it does wear out. Okay. Roll up nerfs. I could have sharpness level 3. Apply to tools using an anvil. Sharpness 3. Sharpness 3 is not high enough. Who cares? Compact giant. The giant chess cubes. Chance cubes. I really should open them sometime. You can get some pretty good stuff out of those. Dirt chest. Who cares? Anti-builder. Not really excited about those things. Not more of those. Core sample drill. Oh well. Okay. Well, that covers it for this episode. I hope you learned something new. Go out there and have some fun. Hope to see you next time. Thanks.